Clack. Clack action. Welcome back to Desperation Point. We're on session 26, right? 26. I'm your game master, Daniel Fox. And we're joined by Tim. Tim's back.
Oh.
Yay!
Hey, Tim.
We've got a whole new setup. I probably look really distant from everybody because the camera is a long ways away from me. I'm actually sitting at the head of the table, and then to my flanks are Tim, who you all know from Queen of Embers, who's playing a mystery character. And you know Nick, because Nick's here in person. And we just heard from Mike and Kay that they're getting their second dose of COVID shots Sunday and Tuesday, respectively. When's your next one, Adam?
6 days ago.
Oh, sweet.
Oh.
When's Jen's next one?
I don't remember, but it's before Mike's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the Sunday or it's the weekend before mine.
So is that her second or her first?
Second.
Nice. So
Yeah. So we'll be able to get together real soon.
yeah, so about 3 weeks, we will all be back in person in the basement. For now, we've got Tim and Nick. That's right. And the great thing is, once we're back in person, our videos will be clear and full 4K again, because we won't be using Zoom to record our games. We'll be using OBS, which is exciting. So we're stoked to have Tim back.
I'm sure all of us at our age really need the better resolution, right?
Yeah, my eyes, you know.
Real.
Maybe this is better, actually.
Yeah, as a fellow 44-year-old man, I'm 44.
That's what I'm saying. I'm 40.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying, when news went to 4K, there was a whole lot of casters that got kind of nervous.
Yeah. Oh my crow's feet.
Speak for yourself. I'm beautiful.
That's right. I got my brow tops on.
Damn straight there, Nick.
Bro tops. So Tim hasn't played in a while, so we're just going to do our normal ritual and let Tim bear witness to this madness. So the first thing we do whenever we start a game is we actually roll for our coins. So everybody pick up a D6. I will take my one coin that I start with. Everybody roll D6. It lands on face 6. I get it. I got one from Nick. Kay got a 3. Collinsworth got a 6. Yes. Calvin, you're muted.
Reddings are playing in this game.
Nick's always giving Dan coins.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 1.
Sweet. Okay, so that's 3 in the player pool and 2 for me. And we're using the turntable. Hopefully this isn't very loud. So one quick recommendation now that just for Nick and Tim that we're in person. We're gonna scratch the record on the turntable. Roll your dice on your paper because I'm not sure how this microphone's gonna sound. That we have all of the clickety clack going on.
Probably a good idea for me to do that too.
Yeah,
we've got one turntable and a microphone. A couple microphones.
That's right.
Thank you. Is that where it's at?
That's where we're
right
at.
There.
So the next step is to roll. Everyone's going to roll initiative. So take D10, add your initiative value, and Tim, when you report yours, just report your character as question mark, question mark, question mark.
Okay, question mark, question mark, question mark.
So our initiative keeper, Nick, initiative is now kept by the players and not the game master.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So a load shared is a burden halved, whatever the I don't know, whatever the
No idea.
Many hands make light work.
What?
I got that one, yeah.
I've got that. I've heard that one before.
Yeah. All right. What's your numbers?
17.
Oh, nice. Calvin is a 17.
14.
Collingsworth 14.
There's no G.
I assume Keegan goes first.
18.
Yeah, there you go.
Question mark?
8.
8? All right, so he's playing
I
a
can't
soldier
even
type.
get it. I was gonna say I can't even get an 8, so we know what your perception is.
He's got a 0 perception bonus.
One.
Maybe 1 perception bonus. He's got a 5, so yeah, okay.
What did Osbert get?
Osbert got a 17. So
Sweet.
what is your bonus, Mike?
Oh, my bonus for perception is 5.
Mine's
Call-
7. Okay, I go
Call him
first.
by his character name, man.
His character has a name, Nick.
Question mark, question mark, question mark.
That's right.
The thing I love about
It's like Wilson, Wilson, Wilson.
Yeah, that's right. What I love about the microphone being up there is I can now eat without it being like crunch, crunch, crunch. Because we had the microphone between Nick and I before. And it was ridiculously loud.
Popcorn every game session.
Probably. I don't feel so bad about eating crunchy food. It's like old times again.
If you want, we can start working on a role play ASMR, I guess.
Go along with the nice foot cam.
That's right. It's next. So let's talk about what happened last game. Who wants to kick us off?
So
You
last.
start.
Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Nope, you go ahead. You started first.
Okay, so last game we started after we had just entered the spooky keep after dispatching the Crow Master. So we were kind of doing some exploration around, figuring out what was going on and with what was in the keep itself. So there's like this central building that's kind of inaccessible because there was a drawbridge was mostly pulled up, and so we were kind of looking around. We saw the gatehouse had like an entrance, but it had once been a wooden staircase leading up to it, which was completely destroyed. So I believe it was Keegan and Collinsworth went up to the gatehouse to explore to see what was going on there, because we were looking for Chauncey and wow, why did I just remember, like
Credence.
Credence
Credence and Chauncey.
So Calvin and Osbert stayed behind and in the stables to try to catch 40 winks because they were both feeling pretty tuckered.
You want to take it from there, Calvin?
Oh yeah, so was Calvin, and Osbert were hanging out in the stables, and trying to get a little bit of rest because we were pretty weary, and that's when all of a sudden a bunch of ravens showed up, and the Raven or Crow Master, whatever we want to call him, showed up when just not too very far away from us, but didn't notice us. As both Osbert and I kind of panicked, like, what do we do? This guy's a badass. Like, Osbert, of course, seizes the initiative, sneaks up on the Crow Master, does it's not a takedown, or is it? No, it is takedown, right? It's not a knockout.
Sweep the leg.
Yeah, he swept the leg. All right, took him down, knocked him out, basically unconscious, defenseless, and thanks to a nice coup de grace, no longer a threat.
Crowmaster dispatched to one fell blow.
Yes.
You're a creature I developed for this game.
In which case, the crows then attacked Osbert. Calvin found himself useless to assist. And
Calvin was in the kind of what happened to Calvin? Like what?
So Calvin critically failed like every roll, except for like one roll where he critically succeeded. But everything else, he ended up getting like to -3 skill ranks, I think, at that point. Of course, Dan was also rolling rocks, so he's like, "Oh, yeah, just take 20 more mental barrel," and I'm just like, "Okay." Eventually, the birds were chased away.
There was a gust in the storm, and they were kind of dispersed.
Okay.
I used a coin.
Yeah, I remember that Collinsworth and Keegan kind of came out to kind of see what all the ruckus was about.
Yeah.
But they weren't really able to assist much since, they were 15 feet up in the air or 15 yards up in the air, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, what were Collinsworth and Keegan doing up in the gatehouse?
Yeah.
Either one of you want to pick up?
Sure. we went up inside the gatehouse, and we found one particular room where there was a whole bunch of purple handprints all over it. And there was a closed door leading somewhere else. And after a little bit of time, we picked the lock on that and were able to open that doorway. And what we discovered was, I think there were 3 pods, but one of them was empty. And 2 were full of what we could see were people inside. I don't remember if there was 3 or just 2.
Maybe it's-
It
Okay.
was 2, but they had 3 connections.
Oh, 3.
That's where
Okay.
you're getting the 3.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So then we started trying to cut them free. And we did the scene change to what was happening outside, came back, and we needed to free them because Keegan had determined that if they were left there much longer, they would die. So we were able to cut them out,
Yeah, the first
and
like they started to bleed. They started to bleed essentially at that point, if you recall. Had to count down.
yeah. So Collinsworth was able to cut them all out, and they were unconscious at the time that we took them out, and we dragged them into the other room to kind of keep them safe. And after that, it was more or less trying to figure out what we were going to do from here, if I remember right. I might be forgetting another detail, but is there anything that happened beyond that?
What happened from there, Keegan?
Nothing really. I mean, the crows ended up eating the crow master. I know that.
No.
And then once we got them out, we kind of debated what we were going to do with them, thought about continuing through the castle, but our compatriots that were with us, we didn't trust them to watch over them. So instead, we went back to the Sentinel Pines encampment.
Yeah.
So, like, when the master had landed initially, he walked up to the castle, the inner castle, and the drawbridge came down. So we were debating on whether we wanted to go into the castle. And we decided ultimately that we got what we came for, so we were just going to return.
Yeah.
But Osberg did manage to, take his trophy of the feather cloak.
Yep.
Adding to his legendary status in the north.
And if I recall, 3 of us topped out our peril, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone was incapacitated except for Collinsworth, I think.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I
you're
didn't
the
quite
most.
I didn't quite
Oh.
get to incapacitate. I was 1 level under, but we were. So
Yeah, you-
everybody was freaking out.
Pretty up there too.
Yeah.
So for error, there was low peril thresholds at that point.
Yeah.
Pretty bad. So yeah, you kind of picked up your things and you returned back to Sentinel Pine.
Picked up our ball and went home.
That's right. So everybody gets
Yeah.
50 growth points, including you, Tim.
Didn't do anything.
Yeah. So we do a recap. We do a beginning of the game and an end of the game recap, and tell you what our points now.
Okay.
In gameplay. So we're gonna pick right back up. Okay, so we just did a quick technical check, and if you're watching this video, I probably look closer now, and Tim and Nick are across the way from me. You probably hear me more clearly too. We switched microphones. We had a little bit of an echo, so you'll notice a little gap between the video where I'm really far away and you can't hear me, and then now I'm I think we're all close enough to the mic where we can be heard. Excuse me, I'm burping. Let's just jump right in. So you kind of come into Sentinel Pine, and this. Sorry, I'll look at the camera. Sorry, so you can all. So it looks like I'm looking at you all. The great thing is that with you two sitting across from me, it always looks like I'm looking at the players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you.
It's weird. Yeah, I've gotten so because Nick and I got so accustomed to
Just
looking at the
zeroing in.
camera as opposed
Yeah.
to looking at them across the way.
It
Anyway,
is distracting though.
yeah. So, anywho, Can you all hear that on your side, by the way? Can you hear those sounds?
I can hear
What
some birds.
sounds?
Okay, perfect. The great thing about this mic is it suppresses sound, so we don't get the weird tinny sounds of like battle music in the background anymore. It's perfect. It used to go. You never really hear anything. We would hear it in person, but never on the recordings. So yeah, so you're back in this hidden forest, and it's surrounded by these very tall, soaring kind of not pine trees, but like redwoods. Like imagine like upstate Washington or upstate Washington or Oregon. Tall, soaring trees. And in the middle of this hidden forest is this small community of people who you have now learned basically they've called themselves the Nameless. They're the remnants of Stonehold's inhabitants during the war with the White Wolf and the Torqued Lords. They had retreated into here and built up a myth around themselves. And all throughout the encampment, you can see that there are folks riding on the back of these massive elk, like you're riding on elk back. And it's a hodgepodge of Eridane and Dunish and even Pictish folk commingling together in a community of about roughly 100 people or so. If the camera was to zoom back a little bit, you would see flanking this entire forest is this mountain range. Because you know that the community of the Nameless is actually in the Horned Society. It's hidden deep within the mountains, close enough to where if you were to, if you went through the passes beyond this, you'd end up in Gwarhoth, you'd end up at the lands of the Picts. So you return after your long trek across the wilderness. This is actually really great. Does it look like I'm looking at you all? Like when I'm talking? Okay. I feel like I'm just narrating Nick and Tim.
No, it looks like you're looking at us.
Okay. I promise I'm narrating to you as well. But you awaken a couple days later. All of you do to unhindered. So everybody moved themselves to unhindered at this point. In your case, with your character, you Tim Coron, your character is currently grievously wounded. Okay. So at this point, Calvin Collinsworth and Keegan and Osbert, you all have kind of come back to debrief, more or less. And you're outside. It's the middle of summer, a little warm, obviously, but here beneath the boughs of the broad-leafed green trees, the forest floor is nice and cool. It's very clear that the Nameless have started their own families here. You see several, 7 and 8-year-old children, which would mark, when they came here. A few older ones, perhaps survivors of the war, perhaps their parents passed on when Stonehold was besieged and Balbany's Dontathorn made the ultimate sacrifice. But for the most part, it's just the people who managed to escape Stonehold, with only a handful of actual warriors. The rest of the folk here are mostly villagers of a sort who have lived in isolation. And Otrig, as you've learned, Otrig and Credence and Dane, the Scald, they've built up a mythology around this and mythologized themselves. They call themselves the Nameless, and people stay away. So you kind of all meet once again. Abigail is there, the heir to the Cavendish throne, the only woman who could potentially reunite the twin kingdoms back to become Dunbrood, who is now with you all. And you kind of begin to recuperate and kind of recount your tale with one another, and Otri there as well. There's kind of the remnants of an old fire kind of softly burning in the middle of this little clearing. The Pictish woman who came with Dane, a woman named Annika, is there, and you could hear scream overhead. Collinsworth, you hear Kite, the eagle. Kite settles into a nearby branch, and you see its great nine-tailed wingspan fold behind it with this white hood and dark brown body that settles into the limbs. So you all meet. You're there. Osbert, you're there.
Mhm.
You've got the new trophy you've brought back from the Crowmaster,
Mhm.
and some stories to tell for certain.
Yes, and stories I do tell, embellishing as I do. Talking about my single-handed dispatchment of the Crowmaster and how I saved Chauncey and Credence from the jaws of death and whatnot and all this stuff. So yeah, definitely.
How does Credence and how does Calvin and Collinsworth and Keegan react to all this? Like, because clearly Osborne is like he's entertaining the people, the nameless.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Calvin got his fair share of spoils as well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
as he's got himself a new grimoire to pour over,
Mhm.
and he got himself a fancy hat because he stole the guy's hat.
Yeah, Collinsworth feeds into it. He backs up some of his claims, even if they're not always his.
Mhm.
Things that he did. So even if he claims like maybe something that Keegan or himself did, Collinsworth will back it up. But as soon as he tries to claim anything that Hobbs did, he won't let him do that. He'll correct him.
What about yourself, Keegan?
Yeah, no, Keegan is definitely hype manning him. He's MC. Like he jumps behind him, and every time he just backs him up, or he'll embellish the stories even more, possibly, to make him sound good. And he's, funnily enough, not just doing it because it is Keegan, but also because he knows that if it sounds like they have one hell of a leader, that there's a chance more people are gonna trust them or want to come back with them.
Good insight, Keegan. What about Calvin? Are you backing up these kind of delusions of grandeur on the part of Osbert?
I mean, oh sure. I mean, because like I was powerless to do anything, is what I would say.
In truth.
True. Yeah.
And true.
You're not exaggerating.
But will you lead into the embellishment, I guess, is the question.
I mean, I'm not going to refute to it, but yeah, I mean, I'll just say, yeah, like I wasn't able to do anything. It was solely the efforts of Osbert that dispatched this Crowmaster, and it's the simple truth.
What's the tallest tale that you tell?
Like I knocked down the Crowmaster and blasted his brains and a lightning struck and dispersed the crows, and
if he only had a brain.
I knocked all the crow-filled villagers from the sides of the mountain, and just everything
shouted, "You shall not pass."
Kind of happened, but like it was just a bigger.
And saved an orphan from a fire on the way through, and
lifted the portcullis all by himself.
Not like adding anything to him, just like making it like the Hollywood version, basically.
That's good. So roll a charm test and add 2 assist dice because Keegan's assisting.
All right.
Keegan adds 2 assist dice to people.
Difficulty?
Nice.
This is going to be challenging.
Okay. So 35% chance to succeed. And I rolled a 69. Let's see the other.
nice.
It's an 89 or a 39. So I did not succeed.
You want to use a coin?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Coin goes to me. Game Master has 4. Players have 2.
So I rolled a 35. With Keegan's assist, I rolled 35. So that's a success.
Nice.
Right on the nose.
So those
Hell
who embellish this story for sure good purposes all gain 1 conflict.
Sure.
The Ringmaster gains 2.
Yeah.
So
Because who actually killed the? Oh, you actually
I
did.
he did.
Yeah.
He did. What do you say about those?
He did, but Keegan was actually, I think, the one that knocked quite a few of them off at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So
The villagers.
as Osbert is telling this story to the people of Sentinel Pine, Collinsworth and Keegan were the ones who were keeping Chauncey and Credence, and they're currently inside like a small hovel somewhere here recuperating.
Mm-hmm.
Calvin, I want to correct something from last game session where you said you wanted to dispel the magic. You failed that though, didn't you?
Oh, especially, yeah, terribly, yes. Well, no, I could automatic. Well, I mean, when I attempted it, yes, but I could also just automatically succeed if I desired by going down one step in peril because of my hedgewise ability. That's why I was like, I could do it just to see if it has an effect, and why wouldn't I? Because I mean, it doesn't really cost me anything besides a little bit of rest.
Would you like to do that? now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So it's a small dark hovel that you're in, and they've separated Chauncey and Credence. You are currently in Chauncey's. We'll assume you're in Chauncey's
All right.
hovel. So it's sometime toward midday. Obviously, it's a little dark, and the sounds of the forest going to die down. And what does everybody see as you're casting this spell?
So dispel magic. I pull out this tuning fork, and you see him like hit the ground, like listen to it, and then like shake his head, and then like stop the fork, and like he's got the wrong note, and he does it again, and he like listens to it, and he's trying to like almost hear the magic, to then go, okay, now I got the right one, and then infuses power into it to try to disperse the magic.
Yeah. And so kind of like almost like you're trying to tune the fork to like
right. I'm attuning myself to the magic.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. So go ahead and move yourself down one step on the peril condition track.
All right.
And as what happened before when he dispelled magic, if you recall, your eyes kind of like you had like tunnel vision for just a moment, like your eyes burned, like you felt this intense vibration in the air. And then Chauncey begins to slowly blink his eyes open. And as you look around you, you see, Chauncey, you see these 3 strangers. The room is dark. You can have reached perhaps for your sword, but it's not there. You can feel this deep injury, like this deep wound somewhere. You're grievously wounded, obviously.
What did you all do to me?
Now, is Calvin the only one there?
Calvin and Keegan is there, as well as you. But Osbert's, of course, embellishing his story. The villagers are
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Calvin is like grinning, like he's just smiling because he's like, this was a guy I thought was like 100% dead, like super dead, and he's actually not. And so, like, this is a huge win for like him and the Reddings. He feels him and his brother can't get anything past us.
Why are you smiling at me? What did you do to me?
Well, hopefully I saved your life. I don't believe I have the power to bring back the dead, but you're about as close as one could get.
If you could imagine like what somebody coming out of a coma would feel like your head is heavy, your limbs are heavy, you can't even wiggle your big toe. You get your legs are heavy. You try to pull yourself up in the bed.
Finger.
Yeah, just start with your little finger. You try to move and you realize that your body is just numb everywhere.
Why can I move then?
I'm not a doctor, but I'm guessing that whatever's been in your blood has weakened you considerably.
Blood. What have you been doing to my blood?
You were attached to some sort of pod, if my horror memory remembers properly. Collinsworth, I believe you were the one that freed him from such pods.
Yes. Collinsworth Redding.
Oh, yes. Calvin Redding. Nice to meet you, cousin.
I don't know either of you.
Of course not. No, we're young still. And so you may not have ever heard of our birth. But
I am. Stop talking. Why does my body not work?
I don't know.
Why did you have any attached to some pod or whatever you're talking about?
Well, we didn't. We
We
found you.
rescued you.
Just keep saying you rescued me, but I can't move and you're all standing over top of me.
I immediately back up a few steps.
There's another person in the room who you don't recognize, a tall, broad-shouldered man.
So is
Hi, Scar.
that person the one who attached me to whatever you're talking about and ripped my body to shreds? Why can't I move?
No, we believe the person who did it is dead.
Hopefully.
Dear gods, I'm a glorified accountant. What do you think I could do with that?
Well, someone is who was at the
So-
location that you were trapped.
Keegan will step over at this point and really not paying attention necessarily to him asking all these questions. He's going to start like examining him in the way that he can. Like, obviously he doesn't know much about this illness, but possibly something he could do to help.
Well, the first thing that
Are you
Keegan,
a clerk or a doctor? What are you doing?
Sometimes you have to do both.
he pulls back the blanket from your feet, and you're powerless to reach forward and stop it. And he pulls out this kind of medical bag that kind of has like these telescoping shells, almost like a bait and tackle kit. Like, and he pulls out this long telescoping kind of rod with a little rubber end on it, and he touches the bottom of your toe, and you feel it. And you see that you can see Chauncey wiggle his toe, his big toe. Wiggle your big toe. Where's the keys to the pussy wagon? That's
So it appears that you're not so it appears you're not completely immobile, at least. I suppose that's a blessing of some sort.
Hmm.
Yes.
You just wiggled your big toe.
Yeah.
That's very good.
That's all I could think.
they both grab your arms and pull you up, and you manage to support yourself. You feel the blood kind of returning, and the numbness is still there, but you begin to move your limbs around.
I whisper to Collinsworth, I wonder if he'll be able to move 4 toes, but 5 might be pushing it.
Yes, that's very true.
What you are supposed to be relatives of mine.
Cousins,
What-
first cousins once removed.
What the hell does that mean?
That means that our mother is your cousin.
Oh. Have the Reddings started tracking through matriarchy now instead of? I don't understand. Your mother. Who's your mother?
Wait, no, I'm just thinking about this now. Yeah, there's no way I could have said that.
Collinsworth thinks about it.
Yeah.
His mother's Colleen Redworth.
Well,
Right.
you know, you see, sometimes we get a little bit confused because Father Cuthbert, he married a woman named Charlize.
Keegan in the background is just going, I bet it starts with a C. That's something.
I don't know that man either.
Well, I mean, you do know your own name.
No.
How about your brother? As I point to a man laying next to you.
They're in separate. I'm sorry, I should have
Oh.
clarified. They're in separate
Okay.
holes here inside of Sentinel Pine.
Well, you know your brother. We rescued him too.
No.
And I'll just say
What's going on?
The name Chauncey Redding, like you know your name, but you
Okay.
don't.
You said full amnesia.
Yeah,
that's why I
yeah.
was
Like you know your name, but like none of these other names make any sense to you. You don't know how you got here. You don't know what happened before. You know that you're a soldier,
right.
but not much else other than that.
Okay,
Like
that's a good
even
clarification.
yeah.
I thought it was. I mean, you said full amnesia.
Yeah. You're
Oh.
a lot. There's some holes. A lot of holes.
Okay. I know who I am. I know who I am. I'm Johnson.
That's good.
oh, good. Well, we at least share a surname.
You say that.
True. I mean, there really is no way to prove that.
I only move and my body's racked with pain. And I have no idea if you did it to me or
Oh, if we did it to you, why wouldn't we just finish you off at this point instead of leaving you to lay here?
The doctor / accountant says as he begins to administer a lot, restoring you to seriously wounded.
Look, I'm not stating that that's what I'm trying to do. However, maybe try some reasoning. I know your brain is cloudy, but think.
Have some opium; it'll make it better.
yes.
Imagine,
I
like,
was just thinking in my head.
you know, when
actually.
you're an optometrist and like a lens flips, like they flip
Yeah.
the lens to see if you
One or two.
One or two.
Yeah,
I like it
Exactly.
fuzzier.
she just gave you the one, and the one is better. Like you feel lightheaded, but your numbness is going away, but like everything starts to become clear. Like you feel like you've been in the dark, and your sight is kind of returning.
Thank you.
The remark I was going to make earlier is that we have 4 characters that all have a phonetic case. Keegan, Calvin, Collinsworth, Chauncey. 3 characters, last names Redding, and then
And clumsy.
Clumsy.
and Clumsy. That's right, as his nickname. Yeah,
Well, that's what I was going to say. How many damn Reddings are there in this?
3 Reddings now.
As I
Four
Keegan's on it.
Keegans. And then Keegan, and then Osbert.
Do I need to take that laudanum from my personal stash or
No,
go with
don't
camp
worry
stash?
about that. No, we'll choose from the camp stash.
So yes, thank you. And what is your name, clerk / doctor?
Keegan.
Keegan.
Yes.
Keegan.
Not a Reading.
No, though the
The
name
K,
obviously sounds
not a
very
C.
familiar, but
Yes.
no.
Not a Redding.
You can hear the sounds of people outside, and then the door opens as there's people, like cheering Osbert on, and the door shuts.
Do you
And
believe I should go check on Credence at this point? If you're awake.
Do I remember my brother at least?
the name Credence sounds familiar. Yeah, you have a brother named Credence.
Please, yes, I'm fine. I'm doing much better since the laudanum.
What does Chauncey see whenever Osbert walks in? Who does he see?
You see a man in a ridiculous jester's hat step into the room. There's no bells on it or anything like that, but
Okay.
he looks like it's a bit tattered. It looks like it's fairly road worn and such, but he's got a lot of kind of accoutrements of what you would call a thane in the North. His exploits in the North he's wearing on his body. Like these are the creatures that he's dispatched, or you know, the thing. It's kind of tells the story of what he's been through in his travel. So it seems strange that a thane would be a jester, but it's all rolled up into one person, and it just strikes you as quite odd. And initially he says, you're awake. That's good to hear.
All eyes turn toward Osbert in the room. It's immediately clear, even despite the fact that you don't have full clarity at this point, that he must be their leader.
Nice to meet you, he offers his hand. And just before you take it, he pulls it back. Too slow. Couldn't help myself. I'm Osbert.
Yes, Osbert. Is your last name Redding too?
No.
Don't be ridiculous.
Yes, there would never be an Osbert Redding.
Could be a nickname.
Maybe, well, no, never. Even if they married in.
In a previous life, I was known as Clumsy, but my gesturing days are mostly behind me.
Yes.
Osbert Mannering, but no one calls me Mr. Mannering up here. It's Thane Osbert.
Well, calling yourself Thane.
He does not strike you in the night. You yourself are a knight.
Right.
He's not wearing spurs. You sincerely doubt any right-minded soldier in the South laid sword upon his shoulder and gave him the blessings of the martyr, the steward, and the martyr, the steward, and the learner. But here he stands.
Who has bestowed you with such title?
No one. I claimed it for myself.
You are a true man of the North.
Thank you.
Pretender. You come to your feet at this point. We'll say it's a little bit of time passes as you manage to be able to amble about once again. And you kind of join them outside in the fresh air. And you are in a place that you do not recognize at all. The air is strange. The stars aren't out, but something's weird about this place. You can't put your finger on what that is. But something is weird in the sky you can't quite identify. And then you hear your kind of your instincts, your receptors, the hackles on the back of your neck rise up as you just thump, thump, thump. And immediately you kind of find yourself trying to reach for your sword on your back, but it's not there. And you realize that the sound of what you thought was like perhaps something coming to jump on top of you is like a pair of massive elk being led by a very thin, waifish, Pictish looking woman. She has the kind of pale gray skin of the Picts, and her face is painted, and at her side, and she has this very narrow, intelligent look to her eyes. And at her side is this man whose head is nearly shaved clean, who wears dark kohl under his eyes. And he has all manner of strange runes around a necklace around his neck. And he's following behind her as well.
Where are we?
Good seeing you, Dale. Ma'am.
The woman nods, and he
Is
says,
it Dale or is it Dane? It's Dane, right?
"You should know my name by now. After all, we were the ones who found your friends here.
Hmm.
Good to see you alive."
It's good to see you. Do I know you?
"I am Dane, the Scald. This is the woman I am handfasted to."
I'll greet her in Pictish.
"Oh, forsooth, hak chiche." She responds in their broken tongue, or snake tongue, as it is oftentimes called among the Eridane. She looks to Dane, and Dane kind of smiles. "I told you this one was clever."
This
As
is unique.
As you say those words, immediately you hear this scream sort of sound, and the shadow falls overhead, and you see this fucking massive eagle come spinning down and literally its wings kind of buffeting the ground and standing almost as high as the woman beside her. This huge, like bald-headed eagle. It felt 5 feet at its shoulder, or at its head, the crown of its head, beside the woman, and it squawks with its massive beak, and it squawks at you as it senses danger. And she says, never mind. The kite, when it smells Eridane, always come to protect." She says in broken old.
You have no fear of me.
He attack, he protect. That's if you're into the whole meme thing, I don't know. But
Okay.
I think our friend Otrig would like to meet this Chauncey.
Is Oak back?
Or sorry, not Otrig, my apologies. I think Vernon would want to meet this man.
Well, if his last name's Redding, I've met him.
Your stomach grumbles.
I'm famished. Can we do this around a table?
He nods.
Who knows when the last time you ate was?
I don't remember.
Keegan, would you mind fixing up something?
Of course. Not a problem.
Keegan will prepare some victuals
Thank you.
for that day, and you will all meet sometime toward midday, and they will bring bread and salt, which immediately signals to you that they will give you safety for 3 days.
Right.
You have safety in your house, and you're joined
3 days, no.
by no more, no less. We don't quarter soldiers in our house. Constitution. Eventually, you were joined by this very squat, short, dour looking man with this long red beard and this stringy gray hair, and his head is completely bald, but his hair is like wild and unkempt. And he's walking with this big old piece of driftwood, and in his wake is this black goat. Brrr! Kind of almost like his almost like as he's being announced as he's approaching. This is the one you brought back from the castle.
Mhm.
This is Chauncey.
Sure too.
Indeed, this is.
I am Chauncey.
I don't think we met before. Name's Vernon Stahl.
Vernon, it is nice to meet you. I don't think I would remember if I had met you.
You get that a lot.
No, my memory seems to be very spotty. Keegan has helped me, though. I'm feeling much better.
Well,
I'm even believing these two might be my cousins. They have the look of Reddings.
you probably don't want to be drinking none of that then. He takes away the Honeydale. That's just gonna muddle your mind. He takes a drink.
Huh?
Bring water. So tell me, he says, kind of looking toward Osbert and Collinsworth and Calvin and Keegan. Heard you spinning a yarn out there in the yards.
Yarn? I'm telling the truth, albeit with a sprinkle of embellishment, perhaps. But yes, total truth. And nothing but.
I'm certain that is. It seems you found Credence, which is good. He's still getting his mind about him, but
Mhm.
it's good that you're still alive. Your brother went up there in the castle, went up there about 2 days north looking for you. Had word you're being kept by the Druids.
Is that where I've been?
He nods. What was his name?
Crowmaster?
So
Oh, you mean Otrig's like enemy?
your brother went looking for you. Him and Otrig. Well, an Otrig. I'll just call him that. Otrig and your brother went looking for you. Seems you're alive, which is good. We're gonna need you. He smiles.
What are we, and I'll say we stressing it, doing? You will need me.
War's coming, he says.
Oh, that's my business.
Your friend here, your rescuer, this Thane and Motley, as Vernon says, came here to our doorstep seeking help with trouble in Stonehold. The Stonehold rings a bell immediately. You knew that you were stationed there at one point.
I know of this place.
Well, we talked about what it'd take for me to join for us to bring our people from Sentinel Pine down to Stonehold. Bringing back Credence and Chauncey, unexpected as it is certainly a part of that.
I appreciate that.
A tall order, but we rose to the occasion.
Well, still got 2 things ahead of you. As you may recall, with our deal we struck. He's talking to Otrid, Collinsworth, Calvin, and Keegan. You remember the terms? Vernon inquires.
Burden. Osbert strokes his chin for a moment. Fresh my memory.
Well, I didn't take you for a forgetful fool, but here we are, huh?
I've been called worse.
Well, the first was to get Credence. The next was to bring Otrig back. And I have to remember what I told you about Otrig. He went across the river to go look for Spite at the Black Hinge.
Yep. Spite's that other druid, right?
That's right. Half Devergar. Lives under the rocks. That sort of shit.
Hmm.
Remember, him and the Cavendishes stay on their side of the river. Druids can't cross it. Spite's on this side. He looks toward Abigail. The Cavendish Druids on the other. He smiles.
So long as Spite is on this side of the river, then he's the only one that we may need to worry about wanting to take Abigail back.
Well, you know, we talked about with the Druids, the Cavendishes at least. They can't cross the river, but
Their agents can.
he nods. The magician's got the right of it. He points.
Oh, so Spite is not a Cavendish.
Oh.
Said,
There's a Reading magician. What do you do, sir? You one of those socialist types?
Oh, you looking at me?
He just
Yeah.
said you are a magician.
I dabble. Self-learned.
Hmm.
I can fly on a broom. That's cool. I'll show you that trick later.
All
I'm
right.
serious. I really can fly on a broom. I'm not pulling your leg.
It's true.
I would like to see this, I think. Maybe.
The ceiling's a little low in here, but later, yeah, after we eat and talk.
well,
Sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, it's just a matter of bringing Otrick back, and we know what that's going to require.
Yeah, trying to track him down.
Vernon motions with his hand. Spite ain't going to kill himself, and I sincerely doubt that Otrick is able to do it on his own. Otrick was on reconnaissance, if you recall,
Uh-huh.
of credence behind at the castle keep on some business to find you. But, well, he ain't back. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be impossible to track.
If only I had those sticks.
So
Viv?
Sticks. Oh, yes. You need those sticks.
Well, it's a good thing we got a picked here. Vernon looks around. Annika, he says. The gray skinned woman comes by, walks over. Very small woman, like maybe 4'7" at her at forehead. I know the way to the Black Hinge, she says.
Oh. I thought I'd have to go all the way down to the Rupenwald to find what I needed.
I can take you that way. It is an old Pictish road, but we will go deep. We'll go beyond the Horn Society into Glarhoth.
do we
Huh?
have permission to go to Warhoth?
She smiles.
And I'll say that
Yeah.
last word permission in Pictish.
She smiles. To get to the Black Hinge, we'll have to go to the first grid. We'll be passing beyond Dunmodra.
I asked that again. Get permission.
She says, I do not think the Picts would give us permission to pass through.
A thing doesn't need permission to go where he pleases.
Well, then the thing can walk in front and face the Picts.
Right. What are we talking about? What's this?
Going to Gwarhoth, a land of the Picts.
Yes,
Or people.
but that word you said at first, I
Permission.
didn't catch it. Okay, so permission, yes.
Permission. Allowance
So,
to cross their land.
okay.
Say you Reddings and myself will be flags of attack.
Oh, yes. I mean,
Is that who else? Nobody else is Aridane, right?
Oh, I'm Aridane.
Okay.
normally it's not a crime to have good fashion sense, but well, I guess in this case it would be.
Your blood cousin. You're Aridane.
Yes, but I'm
You wanna-
sure.
Yeah, the mythos around the first shore isn't just real. Isn't just myths. It's real. We tracked through the land, killing and plundering as much as we could to get where we were going.
Oh, yes. I mean, why else would they
They've not
teach that
forgotten.
in history if it's not true?
Yeah, smile. These stories are known.
Yeah.
She says. As for permission, that will not be known. We will have to go through the pass in the mountains for whole society. And then we shall go to Dun Modra. We will pass beyond the Andals Bridge. And then we will reach the Black Hinge.
That was just to get the sticks.
The 2 branches of witch hazel that I need. Yes, I think.
Snorts. No, she
That's
says.
to get the person.
Just to find Otrig, she says.
Oh, well then yes, we can try that.
What about the witch hazel?
I mean,
Shrugs.
Let's just go direct to the source. Get the job done.
What are these sticks you two keep blabbering on about?
oh well, you see, I take these 2 sticks of witch hazel and I put a little magic into them, and they point me towards, well, like water or potentially a person. It's kind of how we tracked down Credence. So we were looking for him. We thought you were way dead, but yeah,
Well,
happy accident.
we have a tracker who knows the land. Oh, I don't think we need your magic sticks.
I mean,
I'm fine to rely on someone else.
the sticks point directly. Sometimes direct route isn't the best, right?
Well, you're right. I mean, it could tell you to go over a mountain, not how to get around it.
All right then, let's go.
We need to prepare for going into Guarhoff.
I think Chauncey could use a little bit more healing.
Oh yeah, I
Plus, I want to try. I want to try seeing if I can wake up Credence. I mean, if it worked on one brother, hopefully it works on another.
But we've settled on our plan thus.
Sure, I'll leave the details up to you.
Okay.
So this man we're going to seek, he tried to help find me.
The Vernon nods. Him and your brother went looking for you. They split ways around the castle. He went deeper beyond the Horn Society in the Guarhoff. But we know that, as Otrig told us, Spite, the druid, lives at the Black Hinge. Treaton said the information was not wholly reliable, and that's why they kind of went their own ways. But for us to for us to go to Stonehold, we'll need Otrig. Otrig will be able to negotiate with the Cavendish Druids.
So we need to take Stonehenge back, right?
Oh no, we already own Stonehold.
Stonehold, sorry.
Well, technically, I guess this guy does.
The way I figure it, you've got Abigail. The Cavendish Druids want her. So do the people at Sundown Hill. Right? I mean, they did keep her in prison and you killed those 3 women.
Right.
Let's be clear.
Yeah.
What's the name of that wizard again you're talking about? What were their name?
Salamandra.
Salamandra. So you've got Salamandra and the Cavendish Druids who don't like each other, but they both don't like you. And you got the Green John just in your backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And we know Ulysses Coventry is with the Green John.
Mm-hmm.
The only way we're going to be able to satisfy the Cavendish Druids is to do a bit of negotiating, and that's going to require Otrig. He is a Cavendish Druid after all.
Okay.
Otherwise, they're just going to take Abigail from you. You don't have any choice. You'll be plumb dead before you can do anything about it. Remember, sneaking or snaking around in someone's basement to go murder some women in their beds. They just come straight kill you.
Okay.
Flying broom or not, Vernon says. So yeah, if you want our help, in order to do this right, we gotta have Otrig. That means stepping into a big old pile of shit, so to speak. Angika here may be our friend, but I don't think she speaks for the rest of the Pictish nation.
No.
Oh, of course, I can't speak for all of Aglador.
But Otrig can speak to the Cavendish Druids. That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
you remember.
of course.
So, if you're going to go off on this, you're agreeing to do this. The question is, what do you need from us to make this happen?
So how long of a journey is this?
Anjka, she kind of pulls at her, she kind of scratches her face. I think this would be to the pass. It is only half a day. We will have to spend 3 days in the mountains. That will be difficult.
I suppose.
And just from my own memory, how long did it take us to get here? A week?
No, it took less. I think it was like 4 days, something like that.
Yeah.
We will go deep. We'll go deep into the east. We will go through the pass to Guarhad in the Horn Society. We will have to pass through the mountains, the highest peaks. It'll be cold, but 3 days I'd expect. Once we make it beyond the mountains, we will need to take the path to Dun Modra. The Picts no longer hold Congress at Dun Modra, she says, but Picts as they are likely on the path. We will encounter danger, and there will be no negotiation.
No.
Not far from Dun Modra is the Andals Bridge. If we can make it across the Andals Bridge, we will be safe from the Picts. But the danger will be different beyond that.
3 days in total hostile territory.
3 days in the pass. 3 days to Dun Modra. And from Dun Modra, you can see the Andals Bridge from the castle. From the Dun, rather, she says.
Quite the journey. Keegan, can you deal with the particulars, please?
Of course. Yes, I can get our supplies together. Possibly, well, I don't know. Do we have a pack animal of some sort that we can potentially bring extra supplies, or is that out of the question?
Vernon whistles twice. He hears like this the sound of a cow, but coming from a massive elk.
Right then. Yes, that will help. Thank you.
We can arrange for you to have enough for y'all to ride. These are fresh new bull calves. Raise them ourselves. They'll get you through the mountains. They'll get you to where you need to go. You're swift,
Okay.
fast.
Good.
Will that save us time on your estimates there?
Anjka, sorry, Anjka, she pulls at her side again. This will help us get from Dun Modra. It'll help us get from the pass to Dun Modra faster, but the pass will still be slow. Having an animal will be good. It will keep us from having to traipse through knee-deep snow. So helps them.
Well, I think that we need some torches, some rope, some bandages, more rope, because it seems like every goddamn time that we might leave anywhere, we need some rope.
You going dungeoneering? Vernon says. Find yourselves in the dungeon. Need 10-foot ladder too?
You've got one, and I can put it on an elk. I'm not opposed.
Well, when it comes to the gifts of Daunton we got plenty of those. Arquebus, musketoons, black powder, in spades.
Probably got a few armaments too laying around.
You got my
Maybe
old friend here.
nods. Oh, they brought back.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we'll assume that you all kind of managed to pillage some of the castle or pillage some of the grounds first, and found some of the equipment that once belonged to Chauncey.
Okay.
It's
Zweihander.
This is Zweihander.
Black powder, you say?
Oh my god, they said the name of the game.
This is the name! Take a shot! Oh my god! This is the first character in 26 sessions known as Zweihander. Take a shot.
Such a good weapon.
It really is.
There you go.
Yeah, Calvin's thinking if he can get his hands on some black powder, he'd may be able to make himself some grenades or something.
The Grenados. Yeah. So, with that being said, and the agreement to you're gonna go to Warhoth, we will. This will be the point in the story, like you can imagine, like whenever an Evil Dead, whenever Ash is getting all this stuff together. Camera focus. Christmas
montage. Yeah.
Montage all over.
Step off, Nave. So at this point, Chauncey gets his Zweihander, his musketoon, his.
I'll take a little more of that black powder if they'll give it to me.
Yeah, they'll give you 10 shot. Yeah, they can't spare a lot, but they can spare that much.
Okay.
As far as it goes for what you're seeking, Calvin, they can spare.
You and Keegan.
Yeah, sorry, I'm talking to Calvin's grenade request.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll discuss all that. Sorry, Keegan, just one moment. It's gonna be.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
So,
I'll make a list.
You can get 2 fused grenades.
Nice.
And those are in Flames of Freedom. Obviously, that has black powder bomb break and throwing for its qualities. But yeah, you can track all that yourself. You want to just pull.
Okay, you said fused grenades, right?
Yeah, fused grenade. So a fused grenade is a hollow iron ball packed with gunpowder ignited using a string fuse. When detonated, the ball shatters, sending iron shards in all directions. They're like this. You can only throw 1 plus perception bonus, but they're bombs.
I can drop them from any height.
You sure can. That's right. Bombs explode first template.
Nice.
And when you miss, you roll a d6 chaos die. On a face 1 to 5, it bounces harmlessly elsewhere. On a face 6, it bounces back to you.
Straight back.
That'll be interesting. Just bounces. And goes.
Bounces off the ground, hits a stone, and son of a bitch!
What? How does that physics work? It's magic.
Right. Yeah. So, as far as it goes for the equipment you wanted to get, Keegan, how many yards of rope do you want to pick up?
I don't know the encumbrance on rope, but if we got elk, I guess they can carry
1 encumbrance per yard, I believe. Right?
That's right. Yeah, 1 encumbrance per yard.
Per yard.
Yeah.
So every 3.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah.
Like,
Rope's heavy as heck.
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
wait. It's how do you carry all that rope?
You ever like tried to carry a hose, like a coiled hose?
Okay. 5 yards.
Okay. Yeah, it's not that it's heavy. It's just difficult to carry around.
Yeah.
It's like an aluminum ladder weighs nothing, but it's like probably encumbrance 9, right? Run into combat with that.
Yeah.
I got a little. That's why encumbrance is like the abstraction of weight and ability to carry, right? Ergonomics, whatever it may be. Yeah. So as far as it goes for provisions, they're going to provide you enough provisions to get there. That's all they can spare. They'll give you enough provisions. They'll give you enough provisions to get there and back.
Okay.
But if somebody fails their quartermaster check, you may end up using all your provisions on the way. Right. So that's all they can spare. They'll also give you all bed rolls. As far as it goes for, you wanted what other supplies did you need, Keegan?
Bandages.
Bandages, yes. They'll give you 10 bandages.
Okay, and then
Any
We
other,
actually have a tent, funnily enough.
any other drugs, baby? Need some laudanum?
Winter cloaks, maybe.
Yeah, they'll give you heavy winter clothes. Or winter clothes.
Um,
Give you fox pelts.
Definitely, I could use some more laudanum. Sure.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 1d10. Let's see how much they have to spare.
1d10.
Add 1.
5.
So you get 6.
Okay.
Smelling salts? Need some smelling
Yeah.
salts?
Let's go with some smelling salts. Sure.
Cool. Roll 2d10. Add
2d10 add 2. So that's an 8 and a 5.
Nice.
13 plus 2, you said? So 15.
Smelling salts like crazy. Yeah.
If you guys want to pass out, feel free. I got a few things.
I've got plenty of drugs.
Challenge accepted.
Torches.
Yeah, I mean, well, lanterns are probably more likely.
Okay.
Probably not torches, but lantern oil, yes, pints of oil. Consider this: torches are like, imagine like if we were carrying around battery-powered flashlights instead of like using our phones. Like that's how archaic that like torches would be at this point. Like you would be carrying lanterns and have lamp oil. But you can get 10 pints of lamp oil.
Don't fall over.
And an extra lantern if you need it.
How about a Fowler musket?
Oh yeah, you need a Fowler musket. Yeah, absolutely. Pick it up, and you'll get 10 shot with it as well.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So 9 plus 1 additional.
What's that?
9 plus 1 additional.
Not 10, but 9 was one
That's right. 9 plus 1. That's right. That's right. 3, 6, 9. Power 9. Would anyone like some alcohol?
Egan will take some with us.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll take some whatever they got.
What about coffee or tea?
Keegan would take coffee. I think he's a coffee kind of guy.
So whoever wants booze, you can get a bottle of. I'll just give you a bottle of booze. And if you want coffee, you can get enough for 2 coffees. So coffee immediately moves you from imperiled to unhindered, and you can also ignore sleep deprivation for 6 hours.
That's pretty nice.
It's a drug, yeah.
I got a new drug.
Anybody want some tobacco
What does it do?
or snuff? When you take, okay, so you know that tobacco purges gross humors and superfluous phlegm from your body by opening up all your pores and passages. That's what tobacco does. It's healthy for you, and it gives you plus 10 base chance to charm, intimidate, and rumor tests.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Wow. Yeah.
So you'll get 5 pouches of snuff or tobacco. However, if you suffer from stress, fear, or terror within the next 24 hours, you have to use tobacco again, or else suffer through more conflict.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you get stressed out, you get a smoke.
Where's the downside?
Smoke more.
Can I get a spyglass? Is that
Yeah,
possible?
absolutely. Yeah, you get a spyglass. It'll work.
I'd ask to borrow it, but then I'd be afraid to drop it while I was flying.
a what? I'm sorry.
Like I would ask to borrow the spyglass, but
Yeah.
I'd be afraid to drop it while I'm flying. Just be like, oh, it's gone.
Concentration.
Bird, catch it. Bird, catch it.
I'm just gonna point out the one-eyed guy is the one that's keeping the spyglass, though.
Yeah.
Well, you're just keeping an eye on things.
Worst depth perception.
Yeah, a lot of the
Which is burn
shopping is happening as well. Collinsworth is going to try and talk a little bit more to Annika about how to train such a bird.
Yeah. She says that these sort of birds roost in the highest of peaks in the Horn Society,
If you wish to detour during your travels, she can take you to where they typically roost, but it will be, she says it'll be perilous to climb up to be able to lay claim to one.
Well, we'll run that by
When time-
Osbert, but he is definitely interested.
Yeah,
Crampons. Can I buy some crampons?
sure. She has an eagle called Kite. It's fucking huge. I'm trying to look at some other drugs here. Drugs, baby.
I got new drug.
Opium.
Yeah, you can get opium if you want opium.
Sure. I'll just be a walking pharmacy. It's fine.
Yeah, so you get 1 dose of opium.
Yeah, you need opium to do surgery.
Oh, that's right, you do. Yeah.
So actually, I do actually have a surgical kit, so that'll be useful.
Nice. Let's give you 2 opium. Or sorry, 3 opium.
3?
Yeah, whenever you take opium, you're unconscious, but your paracondition track is restored and unharmed when you wake up.
Okay.
You want to take opium once every 24 hours, or else you will die. No. You want to wish to commune with the spirits while you're in the mountains?
Nope.
Maybe not the spirits.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Oh, that's right. Somebody has made a pact with the devil.
A spirit, maybe.
Yeah, a Faustian bargain.
Faustian bargain indeed. Somebody's got some afflictions. What are the 2 afflictions you have?
I have foolish endeavors, and what's the other one? That's all.
Okay, I don't know what it is, but I
Oh,
kind of
Mark.
want the puck we gonna tick.
The what?
I don't know. Did puck we gonna tick drill? I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's used for making wigwam.
I was just like,
That'll be
I just wanted to try to say the word.
Yeah, I don't know how to. I have no idea how to pronounce it.
I don't either.
I used to be a soldier like you till I took a wallop to the head. So any other preparations you feel you need to make before striking out? No.
I don't see anything else.
Okay.
I'm not much of a preparatory type of guy.
That's right.
Yeah, I need to grab some more arrows. I think it was down to like 2.
Yeah, you can refresh to 10.
Okay.
Is
Absolutely.
there a local map?
Haha, no. Anjka says, we have purposely hidden ourselves here in the mountains. I know the road, I know the path I can get us to where we need to go, but there are no maps. But it may benefit you, she says, if you think you can want to map this out, certainly do so.
Keegan will probably take the time to do that.
With a map. So everybody has enough provisions to make it there and back. So
I
it's
haven't
marked
drawn on the map in
that you have
forever.
enough provisions to get there and back. And provisions, to be clear, is like a day's worth of beans, bread, a candle, cider, milk, oats, rice, salt, and meat and soap.
Yeah.
It's like
I'll just take a sack of oats if they got them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It'll last me like a month.
Yeah, I was gonna say Calvin doesn't have to eat.
I'll live off the land.
A handful of oats a week.
That's all you need. That's all you need. That's right.
Or actually, it's willpower days. So yeah, a lot.
So,
You got a stiletto?
sure. Yeah. We'll give
I
you
just need a
something.
knife.
We'll give you the
Military
equivalent of
knife.
something like that. Yeah, we'll give you
Whatever the military knife is called.
Yeah. They won't give you a knife. Instead, they're going to give you the equivalent of. They're going to give you a what is called a Pictish razor. A Pictish razor is essentially a tomahawk. It's martial melee or martial ranged.
Okay.
So if you want to put that under your weapons. So your Pictish razor. They shave with tomahawks, right? So it's martial melee or martial ranged. It's one-handed. It can be it's 1 AP to load to throw, or you can use it by hand. and you could throw it up to 1 plus perception bonus in yards. So whatever perception bonus is, add 1. So you can use it in melee, or you can use it to throw. It does combat bonus damage. It's just a throwing quality.
Throwing or hand. You can use it in your hand.
Yep, you can slash with it or pick your razor.
What's the qualities?
It's just throwing. So you
throwing.
can't throw it at medium, long, or extreme distances.
Okay.
You can only throw it up to your total yards and around there. Okay. Okay. So anything else you wish to do before striking out on your first big journey into Gwarhoth? No? Okay. Let's take a quick 5 and we will resume with our trip beyond the Horrid Society. I should also let our listeners know you're not going to see us break. We're just going to see you're just going to see us pick right back up. So for us, though, we'll be back in 5 minutes. All right. So we're going to begin our journey to the pass of Gwarhoth from Sentinel Prime. Now, in order to get there, we're going to need to have people take on certain roles to fulfill during the journey. So first, we need a trailblazer. They're going to guide the journey, basically use the position of the stars, maps, and telltale signs of other travelers to lead the way. It's folklore or navigation. Yes, Journeys Now and Flames of Freedom can use one or the other skill.
I like that.
Yeah.
It helps, but I don't have you done it.
I can do that one.
So that will be, excuse me, that will be Keegan.
I'll be able to do none of these.
Okay. Keegan's our trailblazer. Our quartermaster, they're vigilant and watchful. They manage foodstuffs, track wildlife if the party ever needs to make camp, builds fires, and attends to other duties to increase the party's comfort. That's heal or survival. Usually I think it's Keegan's role. If I'm not
Can
mistaken.
anybody switch roles? With
No,
Keegan?
it's usually, I mean, if it's usually me that does Trailblazer because I'm the one that has folklore, and I don't think anybody has navigation. But I can do either one.
Not yet.
No,
Technically, you could do both. You
I
just-
have navigation.
more difficult.
I was gonna say, oh, okay, I'll
What's
that's
the-
fine. I'll be.
You don't want me doing
Or
it.
survival.
I'll do both. Ha! It's Keegan. He could just do
I
everything.
can navigate and you can assist me. Just don't have the skill.
I mean, I could, but then who's gonna do quartermaster?
Oh, we've got survival covered. It's just that I think Mike is muted. That's why we haven't heard anything.
I
Yes.
was
So
wondering.
I have navigation and survival. For navigation, I have azimuth as well. So I would have
So you do it.
So,
roughly
Yes.
so
70 something percent.
So Calvin will be the trailblazer then, is that right?
Okay.
Yeah, I can do the trailblazing.
Okay, so who's going to be the quartermaster, which is healer survival?
Obviously, Keegan.
The quartermaster.
Again.
Tons of
I
dungeons.
can.
Who's going
It's
to?
it's either that or I can assist someone. So
I can do survival.
Okay, so would we assume then that Collinsworth is the quartermaster? Does anyone assist?
Keegan.
sure. Should I assist there? Or should I? You know what? No, you got a 70 on navigation. Yeah, I'll assist with quartermaster.
Who wants to track ahead of the party looking for signs of danger and set the watch cycle and safety perimeter?
That'll be Osbert. I mean, I did say I'd go first.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
So Osbert. All right.
Can I
you-
assist on every roll?
You cannot.
What can assist on that?
No, this is awareness or stealth.
Yeah, I can't help you on anything of these. None of, I do none of these things.
Survival?
Nope.
So, all right.
I kill real
I
well.
want to use my Faustian bargain before we go into the Pictish lands.
Oh, you
So
wanna
that'll
do
probably
something
be-
kind of creepy.
That'll
huh?
be. It may be partway through the journey I use it, but I just wanted to let you know before we got.
So
too
you'll
far
need to
in.
make camp to do that if it's partway through the journey.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Oh,
Because
Oh.
because I can only gain a
Twins.
bonus for 24 hours, so it's just I just won't do it.
Okay, so you are preparing to strike out with your rolls now set. And we will need to kick this off. Our trailblazer will need to blaze the trail. And guess what? You are heading through an incredibly, it's a short but dangerous path through the mountains.
I believe we only have 2 coins right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
Osbert, did we want to do the detour while we were in the mountains?
Well, yes.
Okay.
Well, we'll make a stop for you, Collinsworth.
So you'll stop probably about day 2 in that case. So let's do this. Let's get you started. Here you go. You begin to head off outside of Sentinel Pine, and very quickly you find yourselves in the Horn Society, in the mountains themselves. The wind kind of comes down off the top of the peaks. It's cold, and summer quickly turns to like really cold conditions as the higher you ascend, and it is an ascent, the colder it gets until you are traipsing in some cases in light snow. So you're spending 3 days to move through the mountain pass to get from Dalriada into Guarhoth, into like the Pictish territory. So Calvin, you need to make an arduous folklore or navigation.
All right, we're going with navigation, and we have a 46% chance. With a 94, I fail.
Oh,
Should I spend a coin to re-roll this, Osbert?
Yeah.
All right, he says yes, we're going to do it. 46 or below. And that's a 71 failure.
oh no. Okay, so you begin moving through the pass.
Well, I guess we know whose reindeer we're eating.
That's right.
I can always fly.
That's right. So mounted as you are on the backs of these. By the way, you all have like a riding elk, I should say. So if you want to put that on your character, you each have a bull elk that you'll be riding. This is not a comfortable travel at all, as you kind of keep moving your legs, pushing as hard as you can. All of you now need to make either a survival or a toughness test. Everybody needs to make this, and this is arduous. Arduous, toughness, or survival. It's up to you.
30.
30.
5. Nope.
Oof. Anybody make it?
Did.
Okay. Well, fortunately for Osbert, you're accustomed to hardship on the land, so you actually succeed this test.
Always succeed at skill test or resist attacks of physical peril.
That's right. So those who failed, 18 peril.
Jimmy Christmas.
It is it is tough going getting up through the pass. The higher, like I said, the higher you ascend, the more snow there is. And remember, the thing about the Horn Society is that unlike other mountains, it looks almost unnatural. The peaks come up like the tines of a crown. Imagine like those Boris Vallejo paintings from Conan the Barbarian. Those really strange-looking mountains. That's what it looks like. The mountains are
I have
very.
one of those.
They call it the Horn Society for a reason. It looks like the mountains look unassailable, and you find yourself just trekking further and further and further up. Anybody crit fail that?
Nope.
Okay. Just to be clear, if anyone fails an endure check while going through the pass, or sorry, if you become incapacitated while in the pass, you will suffer from frostbite. It gets cold quick. Now we need our quartermaster to attend to the camp and ensure everyone's well rested. The quartermaster's test is also arduous. And this is Collinsworth, assisted by Keegan.
Give
Right.
you a 2 and a 5.
Okay. So arduous would be 29.
Oh,
I rolled a 15.
nice.
Okay.
Me.
It's gonna keep us warm.
Well, the good thing is that you will only eat a day's worth of provision on this leg of the trip. So you're not overextending yourself, meaning so far,
Yeah.
you've got enough provisions to get there and back. But keep in mind, there are 4 legs of this, 4 stretches of this trip. This is just the first stretch. Now that the quartermasters made their test, it's now to continue enduring travel. Everyone needs to make an arduous survival or toughness test.
20.
18.
I failed.
Fail.
Sorry, just one of these.
How'd you do, Keegan?
I'm good.
Nice.
I have a 70 survival.
Oh God, yeah, that's pretty good. So those who failed, the path gets colder and colder until you get to a critical spot where Anshka says, this is where we need to stop. If we're going to go into the mountains to find another eagle, we need to make camp soon, she says. We're almost there.
All right.
Here, hold on. Here's the peril. 23 peril. Ugh.
I'm incapacitated.
Oh no! Everybody else doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no. Well, your trip is not over yet because we need the scout to now make a test.
Can
Osbert.
you use smelling salts now?
Not in the middle of a journey.
Oh, you can?
You can make camp and begin to recuperate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering that. Am I still like seriously wounded?
You would have been healed before you left, so
Okay,
unharmed. Yeah.
I would
yeah.
hope, but
Yeah,
I didn't get a chance.
No,
So,
just bleed across the trail. It's fine.
so we need our scout to make their test, and it is an arduous test.
Okay.
You're keeping the watch. You're not tarrying too long. You're trekking ahead. You get a lot of ground to cover before dusk.
This is a 30% chance to succeed. Oh, 38 does not do it.
You got a coin left. You want to use it?
No.
Okay. Well, you find yourselves kind of caught in a snowblind. And you don't know what may potentially happen out here as the threat level increases. You have made it effectively through your first leg of the trip. You're to the point where you can ascend the mountainside. You're now you're at the end of your first journey. From here, you know, getting down through the mountains will be trivial. It'll take you a day at best. But this is where Anshka says, if we're going to go into the mountains, this is the place where we need to do it. She says, teeth chattering. And that's when we turn toward Collinsworth, and we get to deal with some frostbite. Obviously, it's really cold.
So do we have to make camp at this point?
Up to you.
Okay.
I thought she said we had to make camp.
To be able to treat, right?
Oh, to be able to go up to the mountain.
No, she said we had to make camp if we were to stop for the eagle.
Yeah, so we're at camp now, right?
Yeah, and when you get to camp, that's when Collinsworth, you pull the glove off of your hand and you realize how you didn't realize how cold you were, but your fingers are blue. Let's see what happens here.
I have the page if you want it.
So yeah, 251. So frostbite occurs as a result of becoming incapacitated when temperatures are cold enough to freeze water. As you pull your glove off, you hope to at least keep 2 of your fingers. And obviously, Keegan, as you look toward Collinsworth's hand, you can begin to perform debridement to help hopefully not have to remove any fingers, which is good, and to restore him from frostbite. If you fail, it could be bad.
Okay.
What's your current damage condition track, Collinsworth?
That is unharmed.
This is an easy heal test for you, Keegan.
64, so this is 84.
And the bandage.
79 will do it.
Nice. Well, that's good, Collinsworth, because you didn't lose any fingers. She shaved off some of the bad skin, managed to immerse it in enough hot water to warm you up, and you were no longer suffering from frostbite. But just to be clear, if she would have failed, that would have been bad.
Mhm.
Yeah, failed debridement, just to be clear, failed debridement results in losing 1d6 minus 1 fingers or toes. That's minus 1 brawn for every toe, minus 1 agility for every finger. If you lose all toes, you gain a prosthetic foot. If you lose all fingers, you gain a prosthetic hand. If you already have the injury, it's just minus 9% agility or brawn. That's all permanent, by the way. So the good thing is by the time you get to where you need to get and you build a small, low campfire in the middle of a Horned Society, like you managed to not lose any limbs, which is good. But as the sun is low and it's really hard to see anything because you're caught in the snow blind, you can see kind of the gray shape in the mountain that Anjka says. She says over the wind, "That's where we have to go to seek to find where the eagles roost," she says.
So the sun's going down, right? So we have to try till tomorrow to find this thing.
We could go tonight, but I don't think anyone's going to make it. I don't know about you, but I am very tired.
No, not tonight.
No, but good.
Keegan, feeling the most rested of everyone, is going to start gathering wood and getting a camp together, setting up the 6-man tent that I had on the back of my elk.
Yeah, that's good.
I want to take the lamp and burn a little midnight oil, reading through my grimoire,
Oh,
and try to learn a spell.
That's right. So
I can learn potentially a spell within a day's time.
Yeah. So, and you are currently referencing the new.
Oh, well, let's go back up to that then.
Yeah. So
learn spell.
Spell new.
Yeah. So
yeah, because you got the new PDF. So let me take a look at that again.
it's 1 week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. That determines the length of time it takes to learn a spell.
Right, but if you don't do anything besides learning the spell, you can reduce it by your willpower bonus, right? Or did that change?
Yeah, you can reduce it by a number of days equal to your willpower bonus.
Right, and so my willpower bonus is, let's get that back up, 8. So I could do 1 week in a day.
That's right. And you do have 100 reward points to spend. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Nice. So, what spell are you going to attempt to learn during this time?
Oh, let me get back to that. I believe it was Fire's Breath.
Nice. So you're going to have to make camp for 24 hours regardless. When you make camp, you camp for 24 hours regardless of outcome. So we need, before you make your roll, we need to make camp. That's
right.
The first thing we need to do. And this is all kind of new to some of us, the new systems at least. It's a lot cleaner than what it used to be in Zweihander. But as you are going to make camp, you can do several things during this time. You can take on a number of activities. You can change roles. You can heal, hunt, recuperate, reorient, rest, climb a mountain. It's a Collinsworth. But probably the most important thing for you to do right now is actually to rest. Because I think some of you are pretty low in the peril condition track, if I'm not mistaken. So after sleeping for 6 hours, and of course your scout Osbert is setting the watch, because here, of course, that's the role you took on. It's not that you're not keeping watch well enough. It's just that because he failed his test, it's not like a super effective watch. And I actually need our scout during the night to roll 2d6 chaos dice.
There's a 5. There's a 1.
Well, the good thing is that you don't have to break camp early. You'll be able to rest uninterrupted that evening. And by the time you awaken the next day, and it is still cold, the sun breaks across the horizon through the mountains, but it's still kind of, you're not in the snow blind any longer. You can see a little bit more clearly with the snow, with the lights coming out the snow, and it's bright. You all awaken to imperiled.
I was already at unhindered. Am I still imperiled?
Yes.
Okay.
If you were unhindered previously, you moved to imperiled regardless because you were sleeping in an unsafe place and it's cold.
Keegan is going to start breakfast of Feast or Famine.
Nice. Feast or famine. Go ahead and make your test. Let's go ahead and make it routine for you.
7. Yeah, that'll be
Nice.
it. And I have 7 fellowship bonus.
So what happens when they eat Feast or famine?
If successful, a number of allies equal to my fellowship bonus move 1 step up the damage condition, track positively, and recover their peril condition track to unhindered, whether you're resting in a dangerous place or not.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, you all move up to unhindered, and you recover 1 on the damage condition track if you were hurt. So the next morning, you awaken pretty well sated and fed, and although it is still cold today, at least you begin the day without suffering from frostbite and being worn out and feeling bad. Anjka said she'll kind of give you and Collinsworth, she'll give you instructions on kind of where you need to go. She'll say that you see those pair of mountains there. She says, pass between the 2 of them and you need to climb the highest rock to the east. And that's where you'll find where the eagles roost.
Mm.
She said, fortunately, it's the right season for you to find a youngling that you can train, but it'll be difficult to climb, she says, and potentially perilous, she reminds you.
I understand.
Good thing we got ropes and crampons.
Yep.
So
Yes.
we'll assume that Anjka and Dane will stay here at the camp. Anyone else want to stay in the camp, or does anyone want to go with Collinsworth?
I need to try to learn the spell, so I assume I'm staying in camp.
Okay,
Wait,
yeah, that's
wait.
right. Yeah, so you'll learn the spell by sundown, to be clear, Calvin.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and have you roll right now.
Okay.
And I think that test for you, if it's a 1.
It's an intermediate tier skill or spell.
So it shouldn't impact that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's just the time that we spend it, right? So
it's the time you spend. So if it's 1 week, it's challenging incantation.
so challenging incantation. All right, so we got a 59 here chance, and a 58 succeeds by
Ooh.
1.
Nice. Fire's warmth,
Ooh.
you learn. What a great spell, too.
Yeah, I think it'll be super useful.
Yeah, no kidding. So who's going to go with Collinsworth in the mountains?
I'll go.
Keegan
with
is.
Keegan. Okay, Collinsworth. What about yourself, Chauncey?
Well, really see the point of that. I'll stay back and protect the camp.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
This seems like a fool's errand to me.
It kind of is.
That's why.
Cool.
And I basically said it. This seems like a waste of our resources, and it's a fool's errand. But sure, bro, sure, cousin, go out and do so.
What's the worst that could happen?
You will fall and die up a mountainside.
It is the worst. Yes. But someone once told me as I pat, probably something we haven't said, but you noticed a while ago, as I pat this huge grizzly bear, I say, someone once told me that raising a grizzly bear was a bad idea.
A large bear. You probably would know this already. I should.
Yeah.
I
Me
hope
too.
I was just a bear.
Yeah, he is a large, lumbering, like young bear. Well, young. I say young, but it's a big bear that follows after him everywhere.
Yeah, named Hobbs. He likes me the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even though he listens to me, he likes Calvin the best.
So you all begin to ascend into the mountains as Chauncey and others remain behind. And the wind is not nearly as bad, but you are walking amid the snowy snow. And I'm trying to find a specific track here. I apologize.
Crunch.
I had the crunch, but I don't have the crunch now, unfortunately. I lost it, apparently. So that's cool. As you're heading toward the mountain, you kind of, Collinsworth, you get this sense of like there's life here, not like people, but like creatures and animals that live about here. Your first kind of thing that you notice is there's no small rodents or any sort of like burrowing animals, which gives you a very strong like your spidey sense is going off saying, "Yep, there's raptors around here. There's eagles." The eagles, fuck the eagles. Yeah, there's definitely large raptors around here that are eating the animals underfoot. But every once in a while you'll see like a snowy wolf kind of pass along the horizon or near a nearby hill, but nothing that would immediately threaten you by any means.
I've had a bad day, man. I don't want to hear the eagles.
Right. And eventually you come to where the two mountains are. Or sorry, the two hills that you have to pass through. And what Anshka didn't say is that these mountains are so close that there's this narrow fissure about the width of 2 hands to 3 hands wide that you're going to have to squeeze into and through. And as you're in there, you hear this strange kind of echo come within the fissure, and the fissure runs like 100 feet up. Like it's like a fissure between the rocks split, and it's the strangest sound.
So it's like one of those loading screens that they hide.
Yeah,
video
like it's like a Tomb Raider where you go through the fissure. But the fissure, it almost looks like, imagine like looking on, like you're kind of passing through a glacier. Like it's like ice blue and not quite transparent, but like translucent, and it's so white that it's blue, and it looks really precarious to get through, and you're not sure if you're going to be able to actually make it through with. So I need to understand what everybody's build is. So Collinsworth, what's your build?
Lean.
Okay. Lean. What about Keegan?
Husky.
Okay. What about Osbert?
I think I've neglected to write it on this new character sheet.
Great. Let's roll it.
Okay. I want to say it was just normal, but I don't remember.
Wah, wah.
I do not
I'm gonna give you
remember.
the worst. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead and roll percentiles.
Okay.
I know what your build is.
Build is 84.
You're stocky.
Hmm.
If you would, Keegan, change yourself to stocky and not husky.
Oh, is that what the? Oh, it's stocky. That's what I have.
Yeah. It's lean, normal, or stocky. So those who are lean, you don't need to roll anything. You'll be able to inch and narrow your way through this. Now, everyone else who is stocky will need to make a challenging coordination test to wriggle through. It's a fail-forward test.
Okay.
So failure does not mean you get stuck. Critical failure does, but if you fail a test to get through, you're going to suffer some peril.
I'm a wiggly sort.
You're a wiggly sort.
50% chance to succeed, and that's a critical success.
Nice. Yeah, you with great ease you make your way through, and I will restore a coin to your pool for mine, giving you 2 in yours and 4 in mine.
I failed.
Oh no, Keegan! Keegan, as you shimmy your way through,
Keegan's kind of a big dude.
you suffer 10 peril.
I think your head will fit.
So you wriggle your way through it. It takes about 15 minutes to get through, and it's a little bit nerve-wracking, this entire experience. And those who pass through will gain 1 conflict. And when you emerge on the other side, the wind is died down completely. And it kind of opens up into this kind of strange, I don't know, best way to describe it would be like a glade in the middle of the mountain. And you could see that you're kind of in the bottom of a cavern. Like you've seen those caverns in like Brazil and stuff. You're in the bottom of this massive cavern between the fissure. And as you look up, you can see it just goes up hundreds and hundreds of feet until it reaches where the land above had collapsed inward thousands of years ago. And there's all this rock and debris and grass and sapling trees that have grown down here. It's actually kind of strangely beautiful, this whole place. It is so unlike the world outside. It seems to be a very cool cavern, but there is like grass growing here. There are small birds flitting around. It's like this little Eden-like sanctuary in the middle of like a cave that was formed here many, many years ago when the world above collapsed. And you could see what she was talking about. You can see the eastern wall she was speaking of. It looks like, you know, when magma flows and it has like the flows in the cavern, you can see the lava flow there. And you can see spikes that are stuck in the wall that have rusted out over time, with a few ropes still dangling off of it. And at the very foot of it, there are 3 skeletons. A couple that were dashed against a nearby stalagmite, skewering the skull, and the other bones flying about. The other one is of a body that fell down and broke into pieces and is kind of still within its loose fur trappings. And the other is still rotting and looks recent. As you can see, some sort of winter worms wriggling their way through this gray, desiccated, bloated flesh of somebody who has tried to ascend this recently, but failed. You reckon it's at least 15 yards up.
That's quite the fall.
So what do you want to do?
It's perilous. I mean, yeah, like try and climb up, get out the crampons and rope, and
How about I'll go first.
no.
Climb up. You'll be ready to catch me if I fall. And once I get to the top, I'll secure the rope and help you up.
All right.
You sure about that?
The surest foot of everyone here.
That's true. I know that you keep up that ruse, but I always forget.
I can attempt to boost you up, possibly.
Well, that'll get me part of the way.
Osbert, what's your brawn bonus?
My brawn bonus is 6.
Keegan, what's your brawn bonus?
4.
Collinsworth, what's yours?
Brawn bonus is 8.
Nice. Just for shits and giggles, Calvin, what's yours?
You're muted.
Muted.
Mine's only 6, but I started at 6.
Right, Calvin,
I don't work out. I'm just naturally this fit.
Yeah, I only started at 5.
that's right. So if it's 15 yards up, here's how far you can climb with a successful test. Brawn bonus -6 to a minimum of 1. So it's going to require, to be clear, 15 tests is way too many. That's just too much to roll. So I think we're going to break this into 3 critical tests. The first will be routine, the next will be standard, and the final will be challenging.
Okay.
This is a fail forward test on the first 2.
Okay.
But not the last.
All right.
So if you fail on the last,
Yep, splat. So, Osbert, you're going to climb first, right?
Yes.
Okay. You have crampons and ropes. That gives you an assist die immediately. So, your first test will be a routine fail forward athletics test.
Athletics. All right. Routine athletics is going to be a 64% chance to succeed. And a 70 does not succeed.
Okay. A little bit of rope burn. He loses his grip.
So clumsy's back.
That's right. 11 peril.
Okay. I have long-winded. When you suffer physical peril, reduce your peril condition back by one less step. So I'm still unhindered.
It's great. Okay. So next test is standard. This is fail forward too.
Okay. Standard athletics is a 54% chance to succeed. And a 24 is a success.
Nice. Osbert is now 10 yards up. So a ways up there. And he's getting there, but this last chunk, the last 5 yards, is going to be challenging. And it is not a fail forward test.
Mm-hmm.
If you fail,
Ooh.
you are going to hit the ground, friend.
All right, 44% chance to succeed. And a 12 will succeed.
All right. Osbert manages to make it to the top. Osbert is kind of leaning over about 15 yards up and waves his hand. You can hear his voice echoing inside.
I made it.
If you've ever seen I don't know if you've ever seen pictures of these old caverns that are like this in like Central America, but it's literally like
a cenote.
Yeah, like a cenote. Yeah. It's like it has a whole ecosystem.
Mhm.
Ecosystem has grown in the bottom of it.
Right.
So who's going to go next? Keegan or Collinsworth?
Can I secure the rope and stuff to give him a little bit of a bonus? up
Yes.
here? Okay.
That's right. Yep.
Keegan, I think I should go next, seeing as how I'm the one doing this for. If you could just hold the rope for me. That way it doesn't dangle around my legs as I'm climbing.
Certainly.
Okay. Collinsworth, Keegan can assist your first skill test.
Sweet.
Your first test, now that the rope is secure, is easy. And you gain how many assist dice, Keegan?
2.
2. Nice.
All right.
And
So-
cannot suffer critical failure.
What's the rope?
The rope
Is
adjusted
another
their
one, so
difficulty
3?
rating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
All right. So what athletics easy?
So nice. Easy routine.
80%. And a 30 will succeed unless no, never mind. We don't want that match.
I always assume the best in matches with an assist.
You can't
Yes.
critically fail with me anyway, so it wouldn't
That's
matter.
true.
You didn't fail though, right?
No, I succeeded.
No, but if I rolled and got a 10, he could have had a double.
Okay. You are a third of the way up, Collinsworth. Roll number 2. This is routine, and it is a
Okay.
fail forward test.
All right. Routine. We'll make it 70
Mhm.
and another 30.
Nice.
Success.
Your final test.
Can I assist him on this one?
Unfortunately not. You are nowhere
Okay.
within reach.
All right.
Collinsworth is on his own. He has the rope.
Hmm.
Almost to the top.
You can make.
He's on the ropes.
I give him some words of encouragement at least.
You got it, buddy. It's going to be a standard test.
Just
Standard.
do it.
It'll be 60%.
Just do it.
I saw 2 zeros and I was like, uh-oh. And it was a 001.
What? Crit success?
Hmm.
Nice.
He scampers up the rope. And Collinsworth, when you descend, you won't have to roll again.
Oh, okay.
You get her toes or something.
I think I did.
Yeah. So, Keegan, do you want to ascend?
You
Let's go.
can wait down there if you want.
I can if you'd like.
Oh, while he says that, I'm going to take a look around, see how much farther we have to travel.
Just hold a moment. Take a look, see around up here.
You
Keegan patiently waits.
you look around and you realize that this fissure kind of winds its way up through the rock, and you can see like a spot of light, which basically takes you above the mountain, it looks like. You begin to ascend up this slippery, wet slope of mud and snow, and you emerge into this like bright white, blinding white light plain above the mountainside. And you could see that up here, between these pinnacles of rock, are these nests that have been built that clearly you can see that would be occupied by eagles, judging by the feathers and the carcasses that are laying in the snow itself. And you could hear the wind whipping wildly all around you, all the way up here. What do you want to do, Collinsworth? Do you want to tell them to follow you, or?
And I would hate for an accident to happen.
What will you tell? What will you tell Osbert?
I could see some nests just over there. Unless, see, I don't necessarily see any flying around. I imagine the more of us there are, the more attention we will garner.
Okay. I'll let Keegan know to just sit tight, and I'll join you. So I do that.
So you stay down at the fissure, and Collinsworth will stay up outside.
Mm-hmm.
And then what are you telling Keegan?
Keegan, they're just out. They're just up here. I don't think it'll take too long to get one of these eggs, and we'll be back in a jiffy.
Oh no, we're not going for an egg.
Oh,
Well, you
wait.
can't hear this, Collinsworth, because you're outside.
Oh,
That's what I just
Keegan,
assumed. I
yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah.
okay.
So
I don't know animals.
So
Right.
Collinsworth, you want to climb up? There's 3 nests.
I'm gonna go in with Collinsworth, an assistant.
Oh, you're going to go out there?
Mhm.
Okay. Keegan, you're to stay inside the cavern then in that case?
Yep.
Okay.
Guard the rope, whatever.
Guard the rope. The rope must be guarded. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice down here. It's actually a whole little area, nested area. So Calvin, on your side, back at the camp, you learned your spell.
Yeah.
Tell us about Fire's Warmth.
Fire's Warmth. It is a intermediate tier spell that takes 9 minutes to cast, and it uses a piece of charcoal rubbed on allies' heads to, let's see here, after successfully casting it, up to my willpower bonus of 8 allies can ignore negative effects of cold weather, also avoiding frostbite.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Earlier.
And this lasts for 6 plus willpower, so 8, so 14 hours.
Nice. That's great. Just
So,
to get you down the mountainside.
right. So it can help us out a little bit, here and there.
Yeah. So you join Collinsworth, and you see what's kind of happening. You see he's kind of inching toward a nest.
I see this?
No, sorry, Collinsworth. Collinsworth and Osbert.
Okay.
Inching toward a nest at this point.
Like, did I fly up on my broom or something? Like, guys, I learned the spell.
I got it.
Collinsworth, you lead the way. I'll help you as best as I can.
Well, we'll have to be quiet.
You look toward the sky, and it's just blinding white from the snow reflecting off the fissure. The mountainside is covered in snow. The sky is bright. You can't identify where the sun is, just blinding. So it's as you're kind of ascending toward this, you're both gonna creep up there slowly to the first nest. Both of you make secret stealth tests. Please and thank you.
Okay. I have a 70% chance to succeed, and I rolled a 52.
I have a 52% chance, and I rolled a 17.
You both want to keep it?
I'll keep it.
I'll keep it.
Well, hi, Osbert. Osbert is softly crunching through the snow as you're kind of moving your way forward, Collinsworth. Rat flag and eagle. And there is an eagle in the back of this. And Tim, I'd like for you to roll a d10 and add 9.
Oh, no, I don't like this. I don't like doing this to others, but
The eagle has an 18 initiative.
Okay.
Sorry.
Who
Should've
goes
rolled it on
first?
on the
The
paper.
eagle.
Suddenly, from somewhere, surprising. We'll say it's surprising, Osbert. You hear this whiff, whiff, and Collinsworth, before you can do anything about it, the eagle descends down with its claws extended out. Roll percentiles. Your chance is 85% to strike eagle. Tim is rolling for the eagle.
Oh no.
What'd you roll?
35.
Oh, that's a hit. You need to roll 3d6 plus 6. It's a large creature, and you get surprised.
Aha, good one there. Look at that. Yeah, I helped you out there. So 8 plus 6, so 14.
14 damage.
Okay, I am hurt.
Osbert. Okay.
That was about as low as
Nice.
it's gonna go, man.
Now, I must also note that its claws have the sweeping quality. So you need to resist with you can't because you're surprised. So as it rakes its talons across Osbert, he's picked up in the air and then surreptitiously dropped into the snow. And you are knocked prone.
Okay.
As you fall over. Collinsworth, Osbert, you immediately oh shit, it's a giant eagle that's attacking us. So the question is, who's next on the initiative?
And next on the initiative is Osbert.
Osbert, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna get up for free with Kip Up. Or handspring, I'm sorry.
Nice. Okay.
And in the process, I'm gonna arm myself with the
Yeah, and to be clear here, you're gonna handspring with a successful challenging coordination test because it's nice and slippery and snowy out here.
challenging coordination is gonna be a 60% chance to succeed. And that's a critical success.
Okay. Nice. You
flip
go
to
to your
succeed.
feet and you spend
And
no
turns to a
action
critical
points.
success. Yep.
So I should probably note, you'll want to put this under the conditions, is that the lighting is equivalent to total darkness. This blinding light, and there's no obscurement at all.
Okay.
So you're looking upward toward the sky, and you cannot see where this eagle's at. It's blinding light.
Okay.
But you can hear it.
I will take a moment to try to hear it.
Okay. Roll eavesdrop.
Okay.
This test is routine.
Eavesdrop is going to
This
be
is one action point.
55% chance to succeed. And a 44 is a critical success.
Nice. Okay. Well, the good thing is you can hear it and listen to it, but you won't be able to strike it until it's engaged. And you realize as you whip around, it's like right beside you, and the thing is fucking huge. It's bigger than Kite. It's almost as tall as Collinsworth.
Ooh.
And its great wings woof, open up as it hasn't taken off yet. It's actually on the ground.
So it's engaged with me.
Yeah, it's engaged. So imagine, like, its wingspan's probably like 9 feet. It's
Mhm.
huge, huge, like brown-bellied, white-capped eagle.
Mhm.
What would you like to do?
I don't want it to take to the air again. I'm going to try to knock it down.
So knockdown?
Mhm.
Okay. Go ahead. That's your one action point. Go ahead and attempt. It is a large creature. So it is going to be a challenging test for you.
Okay, challenging coordination will be 60% chance to succeed. And that 95 turns into a 59, and the 59 turns into a critical success.
Nice. So critical success on a knockdown. They can't resist and must spend 3 AP to get up. So Tim, playing our large eagle, is swept off of its feet. So you have 2 AP remaining.
Okay. I will fire at it with my double-barreled pistol.
Your weapon's not in hand.
Oh,
Okay, just gonna draw it.
I said I was going to draw it earlier, but I'll
At the beginning of your turn?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah. It'd be, did you draw it before when I rolled initiative, or did you draw at the beginning of your turn?
Beginning of my turn.
Okay, yeah, so you got that in hand.
Okay.
Uno momento, por favor. Uno momento. Okay, yeah, you're fine. So as you line up the shot to fire the double barrel pistol, roll a challenging test.
Okay. Challenging, simple ranged.
Does that have the pistol quality? Yeah, it does. You can use it
does.
while engaged. Perfect. Okay. Yep.
40% chance, 47% chance to succeed. And a 20 will succeed.
Nice. Boom. Okay.
So that's 10 damage.
Nice. The eagle is currently hurt. Squee.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm gonna save.
Okay.
I'm gonna save.
Anything else you wish to do?
No, I got 1 AP left. I'll just make it.
Okay. Collinsworth, what will you do?
Collinsworth will take out his
You can't see the eagle.
what?
You can't see the eagle. It's completely blinding up here.
All right, Collins.
Here, as I motion where he can't see.
Yeah.
I take out my whip
Uh-huh.
and I start looking for it.
Okay. Looking with your eyes or listening?
I guess listening.
Okay. Roll a challenging eavesdrop test.
Okay.
So crunching and squawking and blasting of shots.
I mean, you heard me rustling around. There's probably feather noises and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so 29% chance.
Sorry, it's routine. My apologies. Routine.
Okay, 49, so 19 success.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay. You'll need to move. You'll need to hustle over to become engaged with it. Unfortunately,
Okay, how about 1 yard away?
it's 3 yards away currently.
Okay, yeah, so I'll hustle up to about 1 yard away,
Okay.
and then I'll strike out it with the whip in order to attempt to tame it into going away.
You want to tame this one to go away? You don't want to tame this one?
Well, if I can tame it, yeah. It's just that previously in combat, it's only been to go away. If I can totally tame this one, yes, I don't have to take a youngling. That'd be great.
Great. So go ahead and make a handle animal test. And I think because it is kind of a pretty large feat to be able to do so, we're going to make it a hard handle animal test.
Sure.
Can I assist with my remaining AP?
Yeah. How will you assist? And do you have handle animal?
I do have handle animal. I'm going to grab a hold of its wings to make sure it doesn't fly away.
Nice. Okay. Roll your assist die, and Collinsworth, roll your hard handle animal test.
All right. Hard handle animal will be 52.
I'm assisting him.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
never rolled that. I'll use it.
Whew. 89. What'd you get?
I rolled a 9. You want to re-roll?
Not. That's a 99.
Oh, 99. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a crit failure.
Sorry, I botched it.
So, unfortunately, the eagle will now make a counterattack. So, eagle, please roll an 85% chance to strike. A crit success. Oh my god. Okay.
I don't want to be doing this.
So,
Sorry, Adam.
roll it. So it's a crit success.
So
Roll-
does it have reach?
I'm
Okay.
sorry. What? Yes, it does. Yeah. So it's engaged of 1 yard. So you need to roll because it's crit succeeded. It's 3d6 plus 6. Oh god. Oh no. Yeah, reroll it. Oh, you got a 1 on there. That's good.
12 plus 6.
18.
18 damage, Collinsworth.
Okay, I'm moderately wounded.
Okay. You also need to resist with coordination. This test is hard. So it doesn't sweep you off your feet.
Right.
The bad guy. You need to be the bad guy.
You just roll dice for me. I kind of like not having to roll dice. I'm not the jerk.
So what's the test for coordination? Hard?
Hard, yeah, to not be swept off your feet.
32. 36 will fail.
Oh, yeah, you crack your whip toward it, and it takes you off your feet as you're knocked prone into the snow. Anything else you wish to do? Do you have any action points left? You'd have 2 coins left.
I have 1 action point left. I'm just going to stay on the ground.
Okay. All right. I mean, you can't tame it yet. You just didn't succeed that time.
Yeah.
So next is the eagle. And the eagle at this point is probably going to just try to tear the shit out of Osbert.
I mean, he's got the wings.
What's that?
He's trying to hold on my wings, man. I'm going after this guy.
So as Osbert drops, it kind of lifts in the air from it, buffeting its wings, and just kind of like dive bombs a few short yards and with its claws out. It's going to be a 65% chance to strike. 42. Okay.
Does it need to stand up?
I'm sorry.
Does it need to get up?
Because he knocked.
Oh, that's a
So
great
knock it
point.
down.
I'll spend 2 coins. It's on its feet. It's a great call.
3 AP to stand up.
That's right. So that's what I'm doing. So
You guys got this.
two-
Good job.
2 coins to get up along with additional action points. So it picks up and dives bombs for its
48,
entire.
I hit.
Yeah. So
Or
the
eagle hit.
are you prone?
No, I'm not prone.
Oh shit. Okay. Damn. Okay. It's only 2d6 plus 6 this time.
That's the second time it's done that. Okay, well there you go.
Let's flip that 1 into
9.
6.
9 was not. So 12, 15 plus what?
I reroll a 6. It's an explosion.
Oh.
Yeah. So 6, 3, 4, 6.
Yeah, that's a lot.
How much is it?
10, 17, and what was the plus?
6.
Well, there you go. It is 24.
Okay.
24 damage.
No, 23 damage.
23.
I see. Okay. All right. So I didn't have a chance to use a coin to dodge or anything.
You can choose a coin to defend.
Okay,
Because you have an AP left.
Yeah, I used it.
It's a
actually.
hard
Oh,
test.
I'll
It's a hard, simple melee test.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I may as well.
Yeah, you better try. Just in case.
27% chance to succeed. 39 won't do it. So how much was it? 23? You said
23.
I'm grievously wounded.
Oh God. Tim.
Oh, okay. Why don't you
Actually,
start rolling these?
since you got hit, you need to make a challenging coordination test. See if you knocked on your feet. It says sweeping.
Coordination. 60% chance to succeed. Did not succeed.
Oh, you're off your feet on the ground, and then roll 3d6.
Okay, you want to do this? Anybody else want to?
You gonna do it? You're right there. Oh, it's an injury. Oh no. Roll percentiles, Nick.
These never roll 6s. I mean, they don't roll this.
61.
61. You are bleeding as you suffered a pierced sternum.
Ouchie.
If surgery has failed, or if 24 hours pass, you gain the failing heart permanent injury. Until recuperated, you suffer -9% combat.
Right.
Yeah. So whose turn is it now?
Now it is Osbert's turn.
I have only 2 coins left. Okay, Osbert, what are you gonna do?
I am going to try to scare the eagle away.
You will not be successful.
Okay,
That's
it's
one
not.
action point wasted.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you want to do next?
Is it still on the ground?
Yeah, it's still standing.
Keep holding it.
Okay, I'm gonna knock it down again.
Okay. It is going to be once again a hard test.
All right.
It is large.
50% chance to succeed, and 22 is a critical success.
Nice. Not only does Osbert take it down, super take it down.
Yes.
He takes it on the ground once again, Collinsworth, giving you some advantage. Okay, so that's one. That's
It's 2.
2 action points,
Yeah, so he's done.
right?
Mhm.
What else do you
I'm
want?
gonna save my last AP this time, just
Okay.
in case.
Okay, Collinsworth, you're up next. What will you do?
Okay. I'll get up for 2 AP.
Okay, you're on your feet.
Damn it, I should have helped him up.
And then I'm going to attempt to tame it again one more time.
Okay, it's on the ground, so it's
Hey.
going to be challenging handle animal.
Oh, 6
Adam.
again.
Can't you make it less hard
No.
by a coin? Oh, you can't do that anymore again.
No, how many coins do we have?
4.
Wow.
Okay, so
Coin
because we didn't have that many, and so now I would like to use a coin to edit the situation.
Okay, what
And
happens?
I would like to say that I probably, after spending some time with Annika, or I forgot, no, Angika, yeah, that she would have like taught me a few things about the raptors and gave me a hood for the
Yeah.
eagle.
Yeah.
And I'm going to also take another coin to get yet another action point to make sure that I can try and put the hood on and tame it.
Great. Let's go ahead and let's give you an assist die this time around. So it's a challenging handle animal with an assist die.
That's way
Okay.
better. Hard.
Challenging handle animal is 62,
Mm.
and I rolled a 59.
Nice. All right. Let's see if it resists being tamed. We'll say it's probably a resolve test. And it's got a 40% chance. So Tim, go ahead and roll.
Keep rolling these. You know why?
Don't feel bad, Tim.
16. It withstood the taming, but you will have effectively reduced its peril down to -1 skill rank at this point. So it's not tamed yet. Imagine trying to tame a wild animal. You're kind of breaking it down at this point, hoping it doesn't
Mhm.
rip you to shreds first. But we're going to assume it's -1 skill rank right now.
Right. So since this isn't an attack action, is this something that I could spend a coin to try again?
Absolutely, you could.
Okay. I'm going to try again, seeing as how this is such a really good,
Yeah.
position we're in. And
Yeah,
also,
try
I'm a little worried about Osbert here.
Yeah, I want to make it challenging handle element test.
Okay, so 62,
No.
55 crit success.
Nice. The eagle is tamed.
You know what I
And
just, I just remembered?
The eagle has landed.
The cloak I'm wearing, the cloak of feathers, says I'm never attacked by birds while worn. He said.
That's right.
Oh my gosh! I God.
Remember
you
your
gotta
abilities,
remember.
Nick.
Nice.
Earlier,
That's
I rolled
great.
critical.
Well, fortunately, I do carry a bandage.
I didn't count right. I was on the way. And I've done it forever, man.
Yeah, I know. It's
You
fine.
successfully. Well, you did the fanfare for Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. So, with that being said, knowing that you forgot you had the cloak, you'll avoid the grievous injury, but you are grievously wounded.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I think we're going to close up for tonight.
Yeah.
You now can access the Eagle stats in the back of Flames of Freedom. Everybody, we played for 3 hours. That's 75 reward points. We got any conflict tonight?
Yeah.
I got one at least, I think. Let me
Yeah.
go check.
So conflict. So conflict tonight is going to be 4. Cool. So let's do our post game like we do every night. This is your first big travel. You have Chauncey is back, like a new friend, unexpected friend. Credence is still recovering, hopefully. And you're now on your way to like a part of the game we haven't revisited in probably a decade.
I was gonna make that clear to everybody. It's like we are about to travel the same path as the
Aridane came to.
well, not even just the Aridane. I mean, the last time this was traveled by somebody was the Heroes of Seven, or what are they called now?
Yeah, the 6 companions.
6 companions. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So let's start first with Calvin. Tell us what's going on with your character.
Yeah, so Calvin, he's getting to play like utility person a bit. He was able to kind of help break the spells on the cousins, so hopefully they can start the recovery. If we actually had played it out, I was going to use my ability where I can like breathe in smoke and breathe it over someone to help heal them, but we kind of, and now he's going to learn this fire's warmth to help us deal with cold weather. So hopefully, we make these things easier on ourselves, because obviously we have no idea what we're really getting ourselves into. So he's kind of pulling spells out of his books, just to see whatever fits the situation that he can do to help.
Yep, good point. Cool. 50 reward points.
Yeah.
Move back to Keegan.
So Keegan is happy because he actually has had things to do, because he's not much of a fighter, as is shown by a 4 brawn bonus. So actually getting to do anything to assist has made him happy, but now he's kind of like that dog that's sitting at the back door that you told to stay, and he's sitting at the bottom of the rope, and he's like, guys, it sounds bad up there.
I definitely heard a gunshot.
Guys.
Hopefully that doesn't cause an avalanche.
Yeah, so he's just sitting at the bottom of the rope like, guys, you need, guys. So like at this point he's kind of feeling fulfilled, but at the same time slightly worried by the noise above.
Yeah. Okay. 50 reward points. Let's move next to Osbert.
So Osbert got his audience, which was fun for him. The legend of Osbert grows by the day, and since he is a bit of a fool, it kind of the foolish thing is kind of where he wants to be. Honestly, he doesn't want everyone taking it too seriously. So I think he's in a good place where he wants to be in terms of reputation. In terms of like what's going on with the story and up moving on up the mountain and stuff. Obviously, this trek up the mountain was ridiculous. Obviously he wants to help out his buddy Collinsworth, but he knew it was dangerous from the beginning, and it's just what he does. He just jumps into situations that he's not planned. So it's you win some, you lose some. Pretty much is how he's thinking of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much where he is right now. Definitely painful, but he survived.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. 50 reward points. Let's move next to Chauncey.
I woke up to new cousins and I guess the new adventure. I haven't had much yet, so I don't know from a character's perspective yet. I think I'm still just trying to figure out the group dynamic.
Yeah.
And so far it looks like fools and chaos.
Yeah.
What did I get myself into?
What am I doing with these fools going into the most dangerous place that he can possibly imagine?
Yeah. I think it's always difficult. Like there's obviously a lot of story, but you don't need to know that, right? It's kind of like you get to be part of the story moving forward, and I think that's the pivot. So 50 reward points for that. And then finally, Collinsworth.
Yeah, Collinsworth is feeling conflicted right as of the moment because yeah, he did tame himself another animal. You know, hopefully he'll get another one, that way he can go to a gym competition. So
Yeah.
he's got at least 3.
Catch them all. Animal tamer.
You've got 3. You just don't have 3 with you.
Yeah, that's true. I do have a third one back. No, and honestly, I didn't say anything because it's like, yeah, this is something we have to do for Stonehold. But at the time that we were talking about leaving, when I had asked about how long it would take, that's wise because he was at the time thinking about Charlotte and Charlotte Redding, and he was like, yeah, if this thing that hatched from this egg grows really fast, then I may not be able to get much interactions with it while it's young, which you can still tame an adult, but
Sure.
it's best when they're young.
Yeah.
Just
Like
almost
you-
kills your friend.
Like you did tonight. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So,
Seriously wounded.
but yeah, he is feeling an amount of guilt. He's also regretting not having Keegan come up because he's going to have to yell down for Keegan. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that he's not bleeding anymore. And you can bind wounds anyway, even if you don't have heal trained.
right.
But may make for interesting story if he calls down for Keegan, right?
sure.
But
We'll see next week.
yeah, exactly. So he's like he's dealing with being pulled in multiple directions mainly.
Sure.
Because he knows what an eagle is. He's great. He knows that we have to get Otrig in order to make sure that we got Stonehold, in good shape and all. And it's frankly more important than a pet. But he might have bonded a little closer with that baby than he normally would have with what he would consider an animal.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, his thoughts keep returning back.
That's good. 50 reward points. So we will return to Desperation Point next week for session 27. Thank you for your support. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Now that you can see us doing this, this is our actual video by the way. Today we start recording on the 19th, I believe. But we'll be back next week. Thanks again, y'all. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Stonehold now has an air force.
Bye-bye.